Oh man, it seems like forever. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are East County Voices, and hey, how's the team going, everybody?
What's up?
Hey,
Everybody.
hey.
How are we
Terrific
doing?
Thursday.
Yes.
Happy
I was just
Thursday,
playing a little mix.
right? And this ain't gonna be a normal. We're usually on Wednesdays, so yeah,
Emergency venting space.
we need to vent.
Tell us about it, Carlos.
Mm-hmm.
It was just intense. I think we're all referring to the city council meeting on Tuesday. It was just a lot, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody took the following day off, you know, just to. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
Fact.
it
Big
is. Ooh. Yeah.
And it was a full house too. It was packed, standing room only. I mean, I wish every city council was like that. To be honest, you know.
Right.
So,
The best first line is Queenie. I wish it was packed like this when the police were acting up, because it sure wasn't this many people here then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was just wild to me that, you know, people who weren't part of the diocese were just walking in and out of the back like, oh, we own the place. I was like, is that what we're doing now? Does anybody get to just walk in and out the back now, huh? I was like, oh, okay. Thought it was only reserved for council members, but I guess not.
Some were
that back room.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ralph Fernandez, you didn't see him?
Ralph Fernandez, Mary Rocha, and a whole slew of folk just in and out the door like they were on the council.
Shots.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
yeah, it was wild. That was that was reserved seats. Like it was all wild. Tammany Brooks and Ford and Con Johnson just rolling together like, what's up? That was the ghost from the past. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Indeed. Yeah, the ghost from Christmas Past, the ghost from 2020 Blue Lives Past.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Why was this important? Why was this city council important, y'all?
The bot council, I'm telling you, I don't care what nobody say. That election was bought and paid for by the Klan folk, right? I just, it's just sad that all that work that Lamar put in, and people didn't appreciate it. People didn't appreciate it. They're gonna understand what he actually really did though real soon.
Man, he's a champion. They threatened his life, threatened his livelihood, spread all kinds of twisted narratives, you know, anything to paint a Black or brown person in a particular way to bring him down and drag him down. And unfortunately, they did win. They did win there. They were on a mission to get their town back and bring it back to what it was, which I don't even know what that means, because Antioch is pretty, I love Antioch. We have a beautiful front, like water, we have the Delta, we have outdoors, we have so many businesses, restaurants, we have a Costco opening, we have a clean water system, we have a crisis response team, we have homeless shelter, what else we got? Like
that's not, you know, that's not what they want. Because remember, it's all about the businesses and what the businesses want. Like the guy was having a problem with the cannabis thing going on, and you know, the one that stood up there and said, "I've known you for so long, Monica. I hope the real Monica is back now or comes out now or what." Like, what do you mean? She's always been herself. Like the whole, like it's just very, I don't know. It's the whole thing was just Mary Rocha and them laughing at Shagufta. Like, come on. You know, it was just really the whole
in denial.
Yeah, and then the ooh, that meant the okay. So you guys remember when Lamar did the apology? Now that's the crazy thing. All these years of people being in Antioch, and Lamar was the one who did the apology for the Chinese Americans that the white people burned out and ran out of Antioch, right? Did all the stuff they did. That's why there's all these underground passageways and stuff. He's the one who did the apology, did the proclamation, actually handed it to that man, Mr. Ho, who got up talking about the dark ages and this new regime and all this nonsense. He handed that proclamation to that man in particular.
We got that.
So
video.
you were all happy and crying and whatever about that, him apologizing for Antioch's wrongs that had nothing to do with him. But then you get up there and basically slander him and the whole, Black council on his last night. Like, that's how you repay him for that. So it was all just very, as Gavin would say, it was very hurtful. It was a whole slap in the face. And I can fully understand. It's just complete ungratefulness. Like, you guys really don't understand what this man did for this city. Like, you don't at all understand.
And Hans Kroll was part of that Back the Blue private page that back in 2020, it became public. We went in there, screenshotted, documented all of the racist rhetoric, and he was in there. He was definitely one of the originals, and so was the other dude that spoke, Manny Ortiz. And we have a democratic process, thankfully. However, things happen for a reason. People voted. They were out giving cookies and whatnot outside the voting area with a big old sign that said Louis Rocha, Ron Burnell. And it's no coincidence that Louis Rocha, he's the son of Mary Rocha. Right. They have been in the city for a very long time, and that's his mom. And, he's been in the school district along with her, and now he's in the city council. Like, that's they have a lot of supporters. They've done a lot of work in the city of Antioch, but at the same time, they've been part of weaponizing police towards families in the school district, not giving the resources needed, no language justice in any of the school board meetings. It's a lot. And especially because there's that homegrown domestic terrorist that has terrorized, threatened, harassed, all of the above, that's just chilling. And that's Mary Rocha's friend. They're all friends. That's the scary thing. And that's why there's no accountability, because they're untouchable. And even in the courts, when that beautiful Black family was looking for protection after they deployed a taser on their property, after they set off fireworks on their property, after they threw banana peels on their property,
pulled a gun out.
Saw
it.
Yeah.
Not enough. So that'll be a campaign later somehow, and just to story tell what I don't know, because that family still hasn't gotten justice, and they're still getting random packages sent to their home. It's the packages of the neighbors, and they're intentionally having them delivered to their home. If that's not harassment, it's really, I'm scared for Antioch. Anybody out there that's listening, Don Carlos, I saw you put your hand up. Were you gonna play something?
Yeah, that cookie drive, that was for Ron Burnell, right? That was, huh?
It could have been. There was a big Louis Rocha sign and there was a Ron Burnell sign. One of them was bigger than the other, but that's
I had a Mexican, two Mexican people came up to me and said they don't even know what's going on, and they went over there. They're like, "Oh, free cookies," and they were, "Can we have some?" And and they were like, "No, these are for Ron Burnell supporters only. You guys are obviously not Ron Burnell supporters." So they denied him cookies.
And how do they know they're not his? How do you know?
I know, right?
They're Mexican, so they couldn't possibly be his supporters.
Interesting.
because that's basically what they just said without saying it.
So yeah, you guys reminded me that about the cookie thing, and I remember they came up to me and said that like we don't even know Ron Burnell, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing it
I
out
believe they
there.
were reported. I mean, I think somebody took pictures.
It definitely is. It was against the law. I know I definitely called the county register office and said something about it because you can't do that. You can't do that at a polling place. It is absolutely against the law.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what are we up against? They already told us. I want all of the community to know, we want the community to know that they have a plan to essentially dismantle, undo, reverse. I'm going to quote him, reverse the work and the progress that we did. And the work and the progress we did was police accountability, body and dash cams, police reforms, the everything that we needed, tenant protections.
Yeah. Because they don't think the police did anything wrong by beating, brutalizing, murdering, Black and brown people. They don't see anything wrong with that because that's what they're supposed to do. So
on their blog page, they never shared any of the atrocities that happened.
They don't care.
Yeah. So
like they say, back the blue until it happens to you.
Oh, then it's still gonna somehow be justified because see, that's the thing. They don't think it's gonna happen to them. And then the ones that are on their tails, it's not gonna happen to them because they're their friends. So, but maybe it might happen to somebody in their family who they don't know as part of their family, and then maybe they'll understand it at that point because that's the only thing it's gonna take is for, then they'll see, oh, they do stuff that's wrong. Oh, you think?
Right.
Because they do stuff to white people too. It's just nobody you happen to know.
And they're deep. They're Black, they're brown, they're white. So while white supremacy is like that's the overseeing or like the deeper rooted of so much.
Right.
Doing their job, let them tell it.
That's what they think. That's their job is to brutal. I mean, well, if you think about it, Tiki actually is right because remember, the police were started as the slave patrol. That is I think the history people don't understand is Black people were stolen, right, and brought here to be slaves, to build up this country and to build generational wealth for white people. Black people were never meant to be anything other than property, right? So the fact that they had to basically let us not be property, they figured out new ways to make us be property. Slavery never ended. It just ended in the form that it was in. So what they did was rebrand it as Jim Crow. They rebranded it as prisons. They rebranded it as, the slave patrol became the police and, everybody became judges. And if you're still in control of everything, it's not like that mentality goes away, right? So everything is still geared towards us being property.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being a child and my dad told me that like Mexican immigrants that he knew who came here and people that he worked with, they specifically told everybody who came to this country, stay away from Black people. They have tails, they'll rob you, they'll kill you, they'll rape you, like all these horrible things they said about us to make people stay away. And they still to this day tell people stuff like that. Still.
Wow.
And go ahead, Carlos.
Well, now it's the Hispanic community that's the rapist and drug addicts, or the
right. Y'all are bringing in the fentanyl,
bringing in drugs, and we're rapists, and we're bringing in the guns. But I won't even go there.
I know.
So something else that was created was the Police Oversight Commission, and I'm going to quote the folks that are allowed to terrorize and get away with things, like the former police chief, the husband of the superintendent that was fired recently, Alan Commando. He's telling the people, the community, I'm gonna quote him. So happy this committee is coming to an end. Uninformed people making uninformed comments. They are a joke. Right. And then somebody else, Hilda, I'll back that. What a joke. Oversight is desperately looking for something, anything that can support their relevance. And then Nicole Sedano, the one who took my military picture, put dishonorably discharged, spread it in their little thing, the one that threatened and terrorized the elderly neighbors, the beautiful Black family, terrorized our local community activist Shagufa, terrorized her family, made threats, called my house, made threat, like the list goes on and on, the number of victims. And I swear before the end of the week, I'm going to submit everything that I have not done, because I have to download it, rename everything. It takes a lot, y'all. We need help out here. Anyways, she said, Ellen Cantando, the ignorance is so real with her. It's actually sad. Backing the blue or the thin blue line is an honorable thing. These women and men in law enforcement go out and protect their cities each and every day and the citizens in it. I'm so proud of our PT and so thankful for the job they do.
It is just sad because they really don't, and no one's saying that. It's like they act like only white people are police. That's the thing that kills me. Like, again, I've said I don't know how many times I have family and friends, people that I love dearly, that are anywhere you can think of. They're FBI, they're police officers, they're sheriffs, they're CHP, and they never hear that. They never hear that at all. And it's like, it's not like we're against police. We're against right. We're against police who hate people. We say that all the time. You cannot have hate in your heart for anybody and do this job. That means if you're a doctor, if you're a firefighter, whomever you are, if you're going to be in a place of service, you can't say that you hate somebody, because you're not going to treat everybody properly. You have to love everybody, or you're going to treat people wrong.
As we saw in their racist text messages and how they profiled and targeted people because they were Black, that's what people need to understand. Like, that's the reality. It's not just, oh, they're racist. No, they were hunting. They were celebrating the pain and the physical trauma inflicted on our community members. They would catch and release people. Catch and release, do what they would want to do, and then they would laugh about it and celebrate it.
But see, again, if you look at history, that's what picnic means. Pick a nigga. That means they picked somebody, hung them, stood around, celebrated the shit. They used to feed our babies to alligators. Our babies were alligator bait. Like, none of that matters to them. They come from, obviously these people come from that line of people, because it's not like the shit just goes away or comes out of you. You know what I mean? So
no.
They don't care because it's us, because that's what's supposed to happen.
Out here, funds were misused. Funds were not put in the right spaces. I believe from one of the city councils, the recent ones, Antioch had like $85 million in surplus of unpaid wages in local government positions, local city positions. And so they did not allow the rest of the community and people to be part of the school district or be part of the city. There were people that ran or applied for the same job as Louis Rocha, Mary Rocha's, that were just as qualified, if not more. And guess who got it?
I know.
Because nepotism.
Yep.
That's the thing. And so people need to understand it's real. Should we start playing some of the other night so our community can hear like their celebration of their like kind of take back our town mentality?
You want to start with Mr. Ho?
Yeah, let's
Oh my God, do we have to hear that again?
Yes.
Okay.
And we're going to refrain from anger and hate. You know, we're going to listen and we're going to assess and break it down. Go ahead.
Yeah. And to be fair, both videos are all the way, you know, especially the second one, because I don't want anybody to say, oh, they just cut off and just showed what they wanted to show. So we're going to show Mr. Ho's speech. You know, it was 1 minute anyway. He thought it was longer.
Well, he kept going after they told him to stop, but you know,
entitlement.
Right. Check this out.
And remind everybody, he was the one who got the proclamation for the apology that Lamar did for the Chinese people for the terrible things that white people in Antioch did to him, and this is how he repaid him.
Right. So here we go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the City Council. This is a momentous occasion, signaling the triumph of the democratic process, the change in regime, as determined by the will of the voting public, is once again tranquil and not uneventful. I will begin by thanking Ms. Mike Barbanica and Lori Ogachok. You fought the good fight. You hung in there against overwhelming odds to speak up for the people, only to be timed and again outvoted. Now the city of Antioch will enter into a renaissance period as the new majority of the council will work to lead us out of the dark ages. Mr. Burnell.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Freitas.
Thank you.
And Mr. Rocha.
Hold on.
The road in front of you will be difficult. As you must undo the misdeeds.
Hans, 1 second. I had limited public comment to 1 minute, so that was it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's when I got up and I was like, I gotta go. I can't. I was done.
Before we continue, let me read some history of what happened to the Chinese folks back in the day. So, and this is an article written by Katie Dowd from San Francisco Gate. She wrote this in 2021. The language that he said, the way he spoke, I'm going to read some quotes where in 1876, their news articles was saying, the citizens of Antioch have been endeavoring to rid themselves of the Chinese for some time. And then there's some other stuff where they're like, a better counsels prevailed. Instead, the swarm of 4 dozen angry white men went door to door in Chinatown, telling the occupants they had until 3 p.m. to leave town. No exceptions. The lightning of Caucasian wrath upon Mongolia has struck. Like this, it sounds just like that kind of the Renaissance era. What do y'all think? Let's break it down.
I literally feel like Barbanica wrote that for him. That's what I
Wow.
Lori was so pleased. She was so pleased.
The good fight. They fought the good fight. They were the ones that voted against housing protections, of course, because they're property owners, business, real estate, Blue Line Real Estate. Y'all go Google Blue Line Real Estate. Property management.
Barbanica owns property on Pepper Tree, in case y'all didn't know.
And you guys saw the response of the audience too, especially Nicole Gardner in the front. Nicole looked like she almost fell out of her seat. Like,
she did. We were all taken aback. Did I not? I was like, I'm done. I was like, I can't. I was like, if this is what it's gonna be, nope.
Yeah.
Oh, that same rhetoric back then. I'm looking at that article where social gathering places and event streets and accusations of an invasion, which is how they referred to people from all over the Bay. Anti-Chinese sentiment is right, patriotic, and in every sense American. Los Angeles Herald, 1876. So the Herald has always, Tiki started praying. We needed to.
Right.
By the 1870s, California had moved from local ordinances like Antioch's street ban to creating entire anti-Chinese political parties. That's what happened. The Chinese must go. Entitled Chinese is banned corporations from hiring Chinese or Mongolian people and specified no Chinese shall be employed on any state, county, municipal, or other public work except in public punishment for crime. So this isn't that wonderful.
and Lamar apologized for that, and this is how he paid him back by coming up and saying that. So yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that ironic. I don't understand people who side with the people that hate them. Like, it's crazy to me, right? Like are you hearing yourself? Because the very people you're praising are the same people who said exactly what you just read.
Right.
But
maybe it's just their opportunity to be better than black or brown, because I don't know.
That's what they think. Exactly, Mary. No gratitude, like zero gratitude, right. Completely ungrateful. And they're gonna really, there's things I want to say so bad, but I'm gonna not say it. But it's just crazy. They think Burnell is like so fantastic, and they have no idea. No idea.
He was the city manager during all of the human rights and civil rights violations that occurred here. Best buddies with Kenneth Turnage, Santanos, all of them.
I know.
The little backyard barbecues, and maybe they would be celebrating the atrocities that they were committing at their little spaces. I don't know.
Probably. And Freitas going after Bessie. They're trying to get rid of her too. At least nasty to say she's not qualified. Like, she's more qualified than all of y'all sitting up there. That's for sure. What are you talking about? But hey, she's black, so therefore she's unqualified.
They kind of gave out their game plan though, so I thought that was really interesting because they said they're going to do that, right? Let's play that clip. We have that one pulled up so that people can hear.
So this is an 8-minute clip of what's his name?
Freitas. Don Freitas.
Yeah.
He's the real mayor. And just so everybody knows, he's the real mayor. He's the one the one in charge.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go, y'all. Check this out. It's 8 minutes, so any comments? I can't put the comments on there because the video takes over everything. So 8 minutes, y'all. Check it out, and then we can chop it up later.
Kennedy said, "Change is the law of life, and those who only look to the past or present are certain to miss the future." Every election, political commentators argue if there was a mandate from the voters. Ladies and gentlemen, there absolutely can be no question about the election results on November 5th. It was an overwhelming mandate for change. Power ultimately rests with the voters. They were clear, they were decisive, and they do want change. As of 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday, November 6th, with only half of the votes counted, there was absolutely no question a new majority was elected to the Antioch City Council. The results give all of us hope that we can work together with the prior council and this council to move Antioch forward. Frankly, there has been too much anger, too much chaos, too much fear, and too much division, which has polarized this community, and it has to end. Our mandate is change. Sal Alinsky, American community activist, stated, "Change means movement. Movement means friction." Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, people will resist changes, but I do believe by working together we can move forward in a very positive, constructive, inclusive direction. As some of the campaigns indicate, change starts today. So in that regard, I realize that people think 4 years is a long time. In government, it isn't. It is very difficult to institute change. So I believe we have to begin working now. So I have several requests for the City Council. This City Council needs to create its own team, which starts with all 5 of us, the City Manager and the City Attorney. Now, I did not support the hiring of the new City Manager until after the November 5th election, but it's been done. I did review the employment contract of Ms. Scott and found that we're already in non-compliance after only 2 months of her being on the job. In Section 2, it says that her job began on October 7th. And then when you go to Section 10, it states the City Council recognizes that for the City Manager to respond to its needs and to grow in the performance of the City Manager's job, the city manager needs to know how the city council members evaluate the city manager's performance. To assure that the city manager gets this feedback, the city council shall conduct an evaluation of the city manager's performance on or about 6 months and the 6-month anniversary of the initial term of this agreement, which would be April 7th. Later on in section 10, it states, the city council, the prior, and the city manager shall jointly establish written performance goals and objectives within the first 30 days of the initial term of this agreement. We are now within the first 60 days. I asked the city manager, did you do it? Did you and the existing city council create this? No. I asked the city attorney, was this done? No. So I have to believe that the burden falls on this city council. And I would hope that we immediately begin that dialogue with the city manager to articulate what those goals and objectives are going to be so that we may do an honest, transparent evaluation of her 4 months from now. It's fair to her, it's fair to us, and it's fair to the community. So that would be my first request, that very shortly we do that and get into compliance with this contract. The other is that we are creating a new team, and I am very concerned about the finances, and I have read the finances, and I have spent a lot of time looking at them. And I would request again that this city council in January, starting in January 2025, conduct an exhaustive public review of our finances and literally examine every item in the budget in order to establish our priorities and our ability to pay for those priorities. I feel that some things have been instigated in our city without any real consideration to how it will be financed in the future. And that's wrong. I believe that government can run efficiently, and it needs to run efficiently. And so I think with this council, with this new manager, and with this community, it is absolutely critical that we spend the time going item by item until we all understand where we're at, what we have, and where are we going. I would like to also request, Mr. Mayor, a joint community meeting between ourselves and the Board of Education with our Antioch Unified School District, and that it be arranged in January. I think it is important that the City Council and the School Board come together and discuss various needs that we have. And I want to go back to the resources officers as one of those topics that we discuss. But unfortunately, I have not seen that dialogue on a council school board basis since I was mayor. And I think it is lacking, and I think that school board members need to educate us, and we need to educate them, and most importantly, that the public be involved in this dialogue. The other that I would ask, Mr. Mayor, is that we, the council and the public, receive regular updates regarding the hiring of the chief of police and how the vacant department head positions will be filled with a plan of action prepared by the city manager in the next several weeks. This team has been functioning, but not functioning at full speed. We need to have permanent city manager, assistant city manager, chief of police, public works director, and community development director. The public has a right to criticize city when it is not functioning, and it has not functioned well for years. We need to reverse that. The other, and I realize this may be controversial, but when I talk about developing the team between the council, city manager, and city attorney, I believe that Mr. Smith has served the city well for 6 years, but I would recommend that we terminate the city manager and go out and recruit and hire a city manager that all 5 of us have a say in. So, Mr. Mayor, those are the 5 requests I have. I would respectfully submit them to you, and that we begin to really do the work that we are all elected to do. Thank you. City attorney, not city manager, I'm sorry. I get that, makes you nervous.
Oh man, I took some notes to talk about some of the things that he was saying. Y'all want to start?
You start.
Okay. The power rests with the voters, with the new majority. Therefore, forget everybody else. That's what I heard. And then he's talking about there's been too much chaos, too much anger. He's continuing that narrative that they've done since the Rodney King riots to intimidate people from protesting. We protested peacefully many a times here in our city. No destruction. Everything's been chill. Signs, loud, and what? That's our right. So I don't know what chaos he's talking about. Is it the sideshows? Is it? I don't know, because there's a lot of crime in. Thank you, Mary. There's a lot of crime everywhere. The percentage of people who voted in Antioch was so low. Yeah. And it is heartbreaking that many people don't care. It's sad.
And
now
the amount of uninformed people who are always running their mouths and have no idea what they're talking about.
And too much anger. Too much anger. What anger? Is it the anger that we bring to the city council? Because that anger is justified. Women, parents, families have been broken up for generations and incarcerated unjustly, and there's prison sentences that are being served disproportionately, and then there were many biased and intentional targeting of Black lives that happened here in our little city. There's no denying that. So the anger, I don't think they've seen the anger because that. And then he's saying change starts today. City council needs to create its own team. And then he's referring to Ms. Bessie Scott, our new city manager.
And Thomas, he wants to get rid of both of them.
That's like number 1 on their list. Let me fire these 2 Black folks that are currently here. That's the first thing that he had to say. He's letting us know who they're going to go after right away. Non-compliance. Let's talk about the police officers that were in non-compliance and are still getting their retirements and their pensions.
I know.
Let's talk non-compliance. How about Ron Burnell that didn't do his due diligence as a manager to manage the police department that was running rogue and terrorizing communities? Non-compliance.
Really hard.
Our former superintendent that was fired that didn't want to have any equity audits, she did what she could for a while to stall those 100% equity audits. I heard from her mouth say, we can't do all the schools. Bullshit. And they did all the schools after all. And there were recommendations. They did find the discrepancies and made recommendations of having maybe people that looked like the kids, maybe more counselors. Yeah. So non-compliance. And then misuse of funds in both departments, city and district.
And now all of a sudden it's important for AUSD and the council to be in cahoots because Louis Rocha, Mary Rocha. Now it's important.
And then concerned about the finances all of a sudden because he probably knows all about we're not going to hire anyone. Let's just hire our own people. They want to hire more SROs in the schools. That's also on their list. School resource officers that we fought hard to not have. Why add to the trauma and the school to prison pipeline? Put in counselors. Why they got to go in? Why does it have to be police? Why can't it be counselors?
Again, because it's for brown people, so that's what's supposed to be. That's what's supposed to be. And we're not supposed to be here.
And then he said functioning, but not at full speed. If it wasn't for Tamisha Monica Lamar, they did record. They increased the percentage of policies. It was more than double compared to the last administration of policies and they did all that way more. So what does full speed mean? Full speed to slow everything to undo what we did. Full speed. What does that You know, they're gonna probably try to do the shit hella fast so people are not watching, and because that's what happened for a long time. Who wants to go to the city council meetings? That's why they voted and did what they did and partied and barbecued and this and that, with our tax dollars probably.
It's
promoting
just
each other. Promoting each other. That's what Superintendent Nello did. Promotion with no evaluations, similar to the police.
Make Antioch white again, right? Exactly, because that's what it is. That's all it's. That's all that it is, and it's crazy again because you don't want to have any accountability for what the police did and the reason why it is what it is. But again, he put in place something, and Lamar was the one walking on Sycamore, not nobody else. That was Lamar walking on Sycamore while everybody else is in their bed. I spoke to my mayor here, who's personally said we will send resources over there to help Antioch. So
Tamisha was out there too.
Yeah, and like y'all, they're talking about stuff they have no idea and are not even remotely trying to hold. What the police were doing is the whole problem for everything. It's their fault. They did it.
And Nicole has witnessed and been a victim and experienced their terror on the houseless community for years. She's advocated, and she Miss Nicole, welcome. We love having you as always, Gardner. We love your expression when you almost jumped out of your seat. When
I was cooking. I didn't even realize y'all was live earlier, but I was cooking. Yeah, girl, that was crazy.
In the city council, like actually in the city
at the city council.
Right. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, we both reacted.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what that was, and the crazy thing was, I heard y'all talking about it a little bit, but that he was the one that accepted the award for when the mayor recognized the Asian community for what happened with his ancestors so long ago. So for him to say we're not going, or what did he say, getting out of the dark ages? That was just so racist to me and so ironic that this mayor gave him that, you know what I'm saying, and acknowledged his ancestors, and for him to do that when yeah, it was shocking for sure. And as far as, you know, I've been going back and forth with people all day on Facebook, just because I am not sure. Like, I was really shocked to hear what what's his name? Freitas. Is it Freitas?
Freitas.
What he was saying, because it just seems so divisive. When it comes to Thomas, I was so irritated by that, because it's like, y'all sit here and talk about LT or the former mayor being so unprofessional. I thought that was just hella unprofessional. It was not the time and the place. And I just really was like, y'all couldn't have had a meeting about this with Thomas. Y'all couldn't have sat down with the mayor, had a closed session. And that was just so damn embarrassing. You know what I mean? And so I don't know what point he was trying to prove by doing that. Maybe to his supporters to say, yeah, we're going to clean up ASAP. But that was really wrong. And Thomas has really done a lot for this city. So I feel bad that happened to him. But again, that just, you know, just him doing that minutes after talking about God and uniting the city and all that, like, that just shows me right then and there, you was going to be a problem. You are going to be a problem, because the way you handled that was just crazy. And so yeah, I posted something on Facebook on my Facing Homelessness page today, just with my concerns about how it's going to be and how people are talking about undoing everything. And it's so vague, like they're not being specific. Even when he was just talking, the video you just played, it's like not very specific. So that's what worries me. It's like, what are you trying to undo? Are you trying to undo the motel? Are you trying to undo mental health response team? What are you trying to undo? Because we have come so far. And I think a lot of folks in the back of me at the meeting were saying, you know, this is the last meeting. And I'm like, this is far from the last meeting, because we're going to have to fight harder than ever for all these things that Tamisha, Monica, and Lamar put in place, all these policies. So it's, yeah, it's definitely going to be a fight. It's definitely going to be a fight. So y'all just be ready. That's all I'm saying.
And Nicole, to touch on what you're saying, that fight, he even said that. He said there's going to be a resistance. There's going to be, but we're still going to do what we need to do. They're
not going to listen to nothing.
You gonna do what you gonna do. What you gonna do is gonna be a fight. And like I was telling people on social media, y'all think Antioch crazy now. Y'all think it's a mess now. It's really gonna be a mess when y'all try to take away these policies and all these things that have helped tremendously poor people, unhoused people get into housing. This is hope. You know what I mean? With the renters and the tenant rights and all that different stuff that is helping people. Like they don't know because they don't understand. They don't live by these folks in these communities. They don't talk to these folks. They don't understand how this is positively affecting, these policies affect their lives, everyday lives. They don't see it. So when you try to take some stuff like that away from people and they don't, I know, especially when we talk about the unhoused community, I know a lot of them have hope. Now the waiting list for the motel is long, but they still have hope. Because they see their friends getting in there, getting housing, and back on their feet. So it's gonna be a fight for real. Like it's really gonna get crazy. Y'all think it's crazy now? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be off the hook. So y'all need to be scared. That's what I would say. They need to be scared.
I found the list of his future agenda item requests because his homie, the local blogger, made sure to let their people know what they're going to do, which is 1, citing non-compliance of the city manager contract after just 2 months. He wants to set goals and measurables, then review performance in April 2025. And I know she's going to knock that shit out of the park. She is so professional and on top and experienced. I look forward for her to knock that out for line by line
compliance anyway.
Yes. The second thing, line by line budget review audit, which is they're going to look at how much money is going towards the house list, towards folks recovering, towards maybe the after school programs because they never had that before. And that was, anyways. The third thing, joint community meeting with the Antioch Unified School District. Like 4 or 3 years ago, for so long, I would say, why aren't y'all working together? Why aren't y'all working together? They were separate.
Though. Tamisha and Lori are on that. Is it? I don't think it's a commission. It's like an ad hoc something. They just haven't met in a long time, but they already have that in place.
And they got it, but not 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when Tamisha ran 2 years ago, I think that may have been the last meeting they had, but they still have it in place where they're supposed to meet with the board. But I don't know what they talk about SROs. The good thing about it is that, they are right. And the voters did turn out. And the school board is not going for SROs, or the majority of them are not. So that's just not even nothing to talk about because they're not going to pass that. They're not going to pass that whatsoever. So
Mary Roche is the only one from the old guard left. So hopefully get her out of there.
It's not going to happen.
Also, the police chief hiring and department head hiring, which did y'all see Tammany Brooks left the state. Ford. He left the state before.
Yeah, came back just for this.
And I heard him in the hallway say that, he's coming back. Oh, I hope he's coming back for accountability. That's what I'm
right.
For. Right. And city attorney termination. How dare they? Well, because he held a lot of them accountable. He was going to these court hearings and dealing with all of the, we should pull that up, all of the settlements. So they're angry that this attorney, this amazing Black attorney.
Well, it's because he's Black. That's why. That's the problem.
Did his
job? They don't want any Black people on there. They don't want Monica and Tanisha there either. They do not want any Black people in any position. They want it back how it used to be.
What year is this? What era are we living in?
You saw the Brentwood, what they said at Contrast and Net said about Brent. Like, it's a whole problem with Brentwood because, what is it, Jovita? Whose family came out and supported her they called her family supporting her rhetoric. Oh, we have to. How is it rhetoric saying that I'm proud of you for standing up and it's so the thinking is
They're
so
the target. They're targeting her. They've definitely been targeting her.
Yes.
As they've targeted Nicole Gardner. They've targeted Tamisha over and over. They've targeted
Miss
the
Leslie, like everybody.
Miss Leslie, Catherine Wade, insulting the settlement, saying that it's a parting gift to the terror that they inflicted on her son. Like, y'all, we are dealing with some is it called like some Mayberry era, like Jim Crow era people that are like stuck in this. We're gonna get our town back. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And
but you know what? They are not going. And just like Tamisha said, because I listened to her video and what she posted earlier today too.
Let's play it.
They are not. They can wish all they want. Like, we are not going back. This community is a diverse community. We are not. There is nothing that y'all. I mean, y'all can get y'all hopes high if you want to, but and then even with Tammany, like I was just so like that is just so insulting to the folks. I mean, if you really think about anybody who was there during that text message scandal, or you know what I mean, the lives of the people that were affected by the officers that did all of this injustice, right? And all this harassment and things like that. Like if they were literally sitting in the room and for him to go there, like, and I don't even think he went there for Ron. Like, I think it was like all those folks that went there, Joy, Khan, you know, Ford, all of them. I think they just went to see LT off because they salty. You know what I mean? Like LT wasn't playing with them. Like they had to leave for one reason or the other. And I think for most of them, he supported them leaving for whatever reason, but they was just salty. They were just salty. And so, you know, it was funny to me, but, you know, it was crazy to see that. It was funny in that regards to them doing that with LT, but with Tammany being there, I just thought that was a slap in the face to all the victims that were affected by that. So yeah, that wasn't cool.
Well said. Hey, Don Carlos, can you share the list? So they had a meeting, an emergency meeting, they stated on Tuesday. So they had their meeting. We looked at the agenda and let's put up all the settlements that were listed. And I think this is what they mean by, we're going to full speed ahead to just try to scoot it to the side and not have some real systemic change.
The first two that you sent me or the second two?
The second two, because I clipped out the extras. So for our
hopefully
out there,
big enough for you guys to read.
What Nicole's talking about, the terror inflicted on the communities, these are different cases of the litigations that they met about yesterday. And I think some of these names are former city employees or former police names also. Some of them, many of them are victims, Miss Catherine Wade being one of them. So we got Trent Allen versus the city of Antioch, Jason Robinson versus the city of Antioch Unified School District, the water park and the city of Antioch, and the Contra Costa Court. Okay. Miss Catherine Wade versus city of Antioch, United States District Court, Northern District of Columbia, Juan La Espada versus the city of Antioch, Terry Robinson versus the city of Antioch, Claudine Young versus the city of Antioch, Joel Tolbert versus the Antioch Police Department, Nirvana Allen versus the Superior Court of California, Javier Elias versus the city of Antioch, Regan de Guzman versus the city of Antioch, Nicholas Rourke versus the city of Antioch. So Rourke. Oh, he was the guy that was getting made fun of by Lenderman. He was calling. Is that him? The one that has the videos of the police doing nothing?
And that's right. That's right. Did he sue the city?
That's what it looks like.
Mahone, is it Mahone or Malone or whoever was at that meeting on Tuesday too?
Yeah, he was there too. But what? I didn't know that. And thank you for catching that, Patty. Next, in the video, he kept saying his name.
Right.
He sure was.
Yeah, I remember that one. I remember. Good. I'm glad that he did. Okay. Remember, I talked about Linderman at City Council. I was saying that he basically told him, "I don't live there anymore." He's like, "That's okay. We'll find you." Because remember, I was telling Addington, like, you got police on here talking about they're like harassing and threatening people. Like, are you serious? Because why did you even come over and talk to him? He could film the DUI checkpoint. He's not doing anything wrong. He's standing on the curb, out of the way.
Exactly. And y'all,
Right?
like, even as of yesterday during outreach, like, Linderman is back on the streets and terrorizing folks again. Like, just took all my girl clothes. The lady that come with me to the city hall meetings and speak,
Bring it back,
took
Carla.
all her stuff. She was so devastated. Like, took, and then just was harassing and taunting them. They was telling me last night, I was like, y'all get y'all statements together, send it to me, I'll do a transcript, whatever, and I'm taking it, we gonna be filing complaint after complaint against him again. I am so sick of him. And we're going to the police oversight commission, we're gonna be filing complaint after complaint, because I don't even know why he back on the streets.
And that's what we, but like, again, but that's what I said, but yet there he is, you know, like.
And I feel like deep in me, like that, because LT is not there anymore. Like, the people on the street, like the officers on the streets, are more like cruel about it. Because I was just in the same encampment a few days ago doing a live video and talked to the chief, whatever. They stopped it. Like, they didn't come back, take their things, nothing. 2 days later, because they basically, because of the parade, was trying to get them to move. I talked to chief, whatever, Corps came out there. And they basically left them alone, but they were like, just move for the Christmas thing and you guys can come back. Well, they came back, and then a day and a half later, they came back and took all their stuff. She was so devastated. I felt so bad. The lady walked with a cane. She can't really move much. And then the people that were there, they felt bad because they couldn't really help her because they had to get their stuff. And so it was just really sad last night. And I'm like, we're going to have to do something about him. Like, and I really think that they're like, that's what makes me think about Ron. Like, do they think because Ron is there, like, oh, okay, they can't do shit now?
Yep.
You know what I mean? They ain't gonna be able to stop us now.
Literally.
Exactly. So I'm worried about that, and I'm just gonna keep filing the complaints as they come in. I'm definitely gonna stay on top of that because that's not cool.
And then we got after Rourke, we got Jason Allard, Jamie Tayes versus City of Antioch, Jordan Davis, Contra Costa County, okay, Nicholas Warner, Contra Costa County, Susan Shintaku versus City of Antioch, Superior Court, Jared Gamer versus City of Antioch, Superior Court, Lamar Young versus Sergeant Stinger, Pat Stack, which those names sound familiar. Pat Stack, City of Antioch, Ashika Kanji versus City of Antioch, Mary Reed versus City of Antioch, Superior Court, Brianna Budson versus City of Antioch, OY, a descendant of Etal versus Contra Costa County, Jesse Wilson and Dejon Smith versus City of Antioch, Edward Burkhalter versus City of Antioch, Romello Randall versus City of Police Department, King David Levon. I mean, look at these losses. This is what the emergency meeting was about yesterday. We don't know what the hell, but they're talking about, they said they want full speed ahead. They may just not hold anybody accountable and just do their little settlement like they did with Miss Wade about, do your settlement now before Christmas. Like, this is real. These are real issues. And we're not going to stop. I hope people keep coming forward to hold them accountable. And like Nicole, thank you for being the voice for the voiceless out there and championing. And they matter. They matter.
It's sickening. Like it really turns my stomach. And all those people who, again, I have to remind these people because they think they're better than everybody else because they think they paid $800,000 for their home. And if you didn't come with $800,000 cash, you didn't pay nothing for your home. You're leasing to own. And any minute you miss that mortgage or any minute you miss that tax payment, guess what? Your ass is out on the street just like anybody else. If you don't own the deed to that home and you don't own the deed to that property, you don't own anything. You're renting just like anybody else. It's just a different form because you're basically, it's like the difference between leasing a car and buying a car. That's the only difference. Renters are leasing a car. You're buying the car. You're leasing the home to buy it. Because I've been a homeowner, so I thought, and then found out, like, I don't own shit. I don't own shit. I didn't have the deed to my house. I didn't have the deed to my land. And guess what? I don't have a house anymore. We pay rent, mortgage all that time. Because one thing messes up, and guess what? You don't own it anymore because you never did.
There was a homeowner in there. She was pissed off at the white supremacy, the very present. And yeah, Carlos, we're gonna go a little bit longer, maybe like 10 minutes to share what Nicole Gardner was talking about. Tamisha's powerful, what she had to say. So let's share what she shared, and then what was I gonna? Oh shit!
What did the homeowner say?
Oh, the homeowner. So she lives in another city, but she is a homeowner in Antioch. And she was like, I think I'm just gonna come. I think I could be. I was like, absolutely, you are a homeowner. You should be in these meetings. So she's gonna try to make it. But what she was saying is that, if I remember correctly, 90% of the taxes goes to the county, and then 10% comes. So the county, that just confirmed that the county gets hella money from our little city, but yet we've been under-resourced for hella long.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but shall we play Miss Tamisha, Councilwoman Tamisha Torres Walker's powerful.
Can you share? Can you share?
Yeah.
Monica, can you share your screen with that? I'm not sure how to do it on my end over here.
I have it. Present. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna stop the share screen, and then I'm gonna share it now. Share screen. Instagram. Okay, here we go. Can y'all see it?
Not yet.
Tomorrow at 4, Delta Diablo tomorrow at 5:30.
How about now?
Lots of meetings tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Thank
Can you full size
Yeah,
it?
it's on.
Councilmember Torres Walker.
It's playing.
My committees didn't meet, and I do have comments. Belonging is about equity. What is happening with the rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts are not about restoring fairness. It's about lost advantage and the expectation of entitlement. Power is often used to destroy rather than to create, depending on who has the power. We are living in a time where it doesn't matter how you win, only if you win. We are currently living in a culture that destroys its own people, poor, unhoused, the disenfranchised, the disabled, and so on. Many of us are living under oppositional culture with racial constructs that intentionally divide us, assuring that we can never live in harmony if we are married to this culture. My hope has always been centered in the good intrinsic nature of humanity until proven otherwise. My belief is that we will not find any solutions in the past. We can only learn what not to do and change things. That is not saying that we should ignore the past, because that would be delusional. We can have safety and justice at the same time without gaslighting our neighbors who are surviving under conditions that dictate what we have access to. People in our communities are silently suffering. Most of these people do not get our messages because they are in a daily grind, but they feel our governance. And the next 4 years is only going to amplify this struggling if we do not put our most vulnerable residents in Antioch first and continually. Silence means you're complicit. And power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has, and it never will. I will never capitulate to anti-social justice extremists. Why? Because hope is hard to kill. Change has already come to Antioch. Change will not start tonight. It has already begun. Mr. Simonson, no, Antioch is no longer Mayberry, and it hasn't been for a very long time, and it never will be again. And as we discuss unity and the nature of how this meeting began, when we say we want to build a big tent and that we want to unify the community, when we have community members who supported divisive campaigns and actually had the nerve to stand up here and say to us all that it's time for the new regime to come in here and undo protections for tenants, undo services for the homeless, undo police accountability, undo undo. Why not continue to move forward, build on, and actually create unity rather than show up here tonight and say the new regime is ready to undo? I know there are a lot of people who have said that they are celebrating the moment where I don't have a voice. I will always have a voice.
All right. Thank you. Any more public comments? All right, moving on to City Council committee reports and communication. Councilmember Wilson.
All right.
Yes, due to the holiday, my committees didn't meet.
Did we do this already?
Tri-Delta Transit meets tomorrow at 4. Delta Diablo meets tomorrow
Yes.
at 5:30.
You want me to stop it?
Lots of meetings
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Bam, there we go.
Yeah, it's very disheartening.
Ooh, I love me some Tamisha, girl.
Right. She always says,
She be telling it like it is. Everything that you thinking and haven't even thought of yet. Like she's amazing getting her message across. And I mean, I just love it. I love what she does. She represents all of us. Like, I mean, you know, very well too, and put together.
they're going to try to recall her and Monica. Just be ready for that.
For the 100th time, right? Because if that's one thing that slowed down. If they hadn't done all those recalls during the last 4 years, we could have gotten like so much. But they spent so much energy. Yeah. Recall campaign.
Trying to lie about the Brown Act violations and other nonsense.
They're gonna do their thing again, and I hope people care enough to show up. Yeah. But Manny, so
if Ron, honestly, I really think, you know, if Ron is not, you know, I'm trying to just put in my head that he, you know, good guy, religious guy, whatever. And, you know, your supporters just happen to be evil as I don't know what. Like, I don't really have another word for it other than evil. Like, many of them. So if you don't, and I know he mentioned it last night or on Tuesday, but if you don't support racism, if you don't, you know, want anything to do with that negativity, then when they do, if and when they do decide to try to recall Tamisha, Monica, whatever, that he will stand up for them. Like, you know what I mean? If I would hope that he would stand up and tell his supporters to like back the hell down. You know what I mean? So just like how he was elected, they were elected also. So the voters in their district spoke. And so just let them go through their term. So that's just one thing I'm hoping when it comes to him, that he will be strong enough to step up and tell his supporters, like, just chill the hell out and let us handle this. So
I have zero confidence in that. Just like he sat there and
I'm praying.
Say to get rid of Bessie and get rid of Thomas. Yeah, he's not gonna do. He's not really in charge. Freitas is in charge. He's just sitting.
Well,
there.
we're gonna see.
We will. We sure will. We will be watching. And
we can give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying we can give him the benefit.
I mean, I'm
of the
trying.
We can't.
Nah.
Right, and I think we should. I think we really. Just like, you know, LT said when the results came in, you know, I think we should. It's the right thing to do to give them a chance. It didn't start off very well that first meeting, though. I must say that with the Frito dude, but it didn't start off very well. But I'm just saying, I think, you know, I think God would want us, you know, as good people doing what we do.
I need to put my glasses on for that shade.
Don't start
Fritos.
You're gonna have everybody.
Not the Cheeto dude, but the Frito dude.
I mean, is
everybody in
I
council?
can't remember how to say it.
Yeah.
But hopefully, y'all, come on, let's try to be optimistic. Let's just see what they do. And I mean, I know all of y'all, we are not evil people. We are not coming from an evil place. No. We just want, I'm totally okay with unity and community and trying to get us all together. I'm not naive though, but at the same time, like, just give them a chance, see what they do. And then if they prove to be, you know, untrustworthy or not, or trying to take away things that the council has built for people in communities that we love and support in Antioch, then let's, you know, we just gonna be ready for the fight if we have to. So
They
Let's
said
just-
we're gonna resist. They know we're gonna resist. We will
Yeah,
not allow
but
it.
let's just pray on it, okay?
On it. Okay, I'm down with that. I'm down.
And be
With
ready.
that, because we're not going anywhere.
We ain't going nowhere,
On the
girl.
bright side, on Saturday, there's going to be a beautiful celebration with the NAACP youth and safe return,
Oh, good.
honoring the NAACP leaders that were elected into local positions. Miss Chanel, Miss D. Who else are we honoring? The two young ladies. And I know I'm missing two more, but She Ready event round 2 this Saturday.
Right.
Mhm.
Isn't that at the church?
Mhm. It's gonna be at the
Oh,
church.
Regardless.
Make sure y'all register, and let's go and celebrate these queens and just keep going at it.
Just
That's
thank the
right.
Lord. Thank the Most High Chanel won. Because if Barbana
yeah.
would have been up there,
Yes.
they would have completed their little plan that they had.
Mhm.
And that would have been terrible. But yeah, oh, thank God.
Literally.
Right.
She and Goya.
Mhm.
And they target them too on that little blog page. They target
Always.
them.
Always. Because they're whoever's on the side of right is gonna always be targeted. And that's just,
That's not happening.
yeah.
Right,
You know you're
right.
doing the right thing.
Yep, when you got all them haters, girl.
Mhm.
Haters gonna hate. That's what they do. They spread rumors. They hate. They bring that negativity. But we just, as queens and loving people, just
You know what really sucks though is that space right there between LMC, when you drive in the back part in between the county office, all that area right there. When I was saying we should build like a tent city, and Lamar was thinking about building something for the like that was going to be a whole unhoused community. Now that's not going to happen. That's like one of the things that's the most upsetting to me because we have big plans. That's not going to happen now.
And that's
And it
why they're
would've been
going to look at
amazing.
all of the finances. I want them to look at all of the settlements that have been paid and
Right.
then refund that amount, take it back from their retirements and pensions and give it back to the community.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
That'd
All
be
right,
good,
y'all.
All right.
All right, play the
Let
music.
it out a little bit. Let it out a little bit. Thank you all, because that was draining. That was intense. Having the whole Back to Blue plan in that little space. Those folks that were threatening lives and celebrating and protecting their boys. And
Yeah, that energy.
Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy. They was looking at us. We was looking at them. I was like, what in the... It was intense for sure.
But you know what I did when I walked out when Mr. Ho said that ridiculousness, and I purposely walked the way where all the cops and everybody was standing so I could go speak to Addington. And I was like, hey, how you doing? He was like, hey, Nicole, how are you? How you doing? Like, yeah, because y'all thought, because y'all don't know. I mean, do you not watch these? Because we're here all the time. We're always here. These people are not always here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I sure made a point too, walking through and talking loud too. I was like, that's funny y'all show up right now because I ain't seen y'all in 4 years. I don't know none of y'all because y'all don't come to these meetings. And then Miss Wade said something when she came in, it was so funny. I loved it too. She was like, look at all these folks up in here. Y'all wasn't here when the police was
acting up.
Yeah, when the police was acting up, y'all was nowhere to be found. So it was good. We made our presence known, and I'm proud of each and every one of y'all. And I'm happy that we all showed up and we were together. So that was great.
Indeed. Likewise. That's our power.
Nicole got into a little chingazo at the key giving away thing the day before. I had to go out there and
what happened?
I almost got
arrested.
arrested.
Joe Trezzuto was out there acting a fool, girl. He was just, as soon as I walked into the event, about to have a good day, just like, and then he just started with me, and then, in my face, and then start, when people spit when they talk, I was like, you better get your ass. Oh my God. Like, it was just with the the mess. I told you was too old for this. You need to go somewhere. There's no need for you to be here. So it was crazy. And Carlos came out and was like, you all right, Nicole? I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. But Carlos had my back and he was like, come on in here. Don't even let him. And Carlos said some choice words to him and put him in his place. So thank you, brother.
Thank you,
I appreciate
Carlos.
you.
Brother Carlos. Brother Los.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all good, baby. And
Yeah,
you wanna Miss Patty, you wanna let everybody know when we're gonna be on again and close us out? Of course not.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
She's like, nope, gotta go.
She's coming back.
We'll be
Well, there
back.
goes that.
She'll be back.
Come on, Miss Patty. I see the
He said
name.
she did.
She's coming back. She had a technical
Right.
difficulty. Hopefully nothing crazy like the other night when we were on the Reimagine and somebody, oh my gosh, did you guys hear about the crazy accident out here on East Leland? Someone was driving 90 miles an hour, ran into a pole and a fire hydrant, killed themselves.
Oh my
So our power was out for hours. I'm in the middle of the meeting and then bam, power is out.
Wow.
Yeah. And then somebody, I don't know, obviously drunk. There's a whole barricade of police and they're working on the scene, ran through the scene and hit police cars. This person didn't die there. Everybody was okay, thank God. But hello? You didn't see all the cop cars right there?
That's crazy.
Why are y'all driving at this speed on the street?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the
right.
traffic out here is crazy. People be running lights and all kinds of stuff.
She said she's back, but look, Miss Patty
She's
she says I'm
circling,
back.
cycling. She having
Look
Wi-Fi.
at your name's back, but you ain't
Your
back.
name.
You ain't, yeah.
Come on.
Oh, wait a
Patty.
minute. Wait. I see her. Hold on.
Okay.
My bad. I'm sorry.
Hi, it's me again.
Hey.
Sorry, my laptop died.
Oh.
Right.
But
So, are we gonna
but
take
what?
this one talk and start up in January, or what are we doing?
Yeah, we're gonna start up in January, January 1st. So there's New Year's Eve. Let's bring in the New Year, the New Year's Day together on some good vibes on Wednesday. Unless some emergency happens and we need to have some updates, feel free to reach out. We can continue these conversations. This is why we have this East County Voices space, so we can kind of debunk, dissect, and talk about what's going on in our environment, because it's going to affect us. It's going to affect our youth, our future, our most vulnerable. So let's do what we do as advocates and continue talking about press issues and what we need. So I love y'all. Let's keep going. January 1st will be our next gathering, 8 p.m.
Okay.
8 p.m. Pacific
Sounds
Standard Time. So until then, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and tell a friend. Yep, Wednesdays. Yep. So now people are texting over here that someone needs to change their battery. So anyway, you guys all, thank you all for being on the show. I really do appreciate you guys and your time.
Thank y'all.
What a good, we could just, we let it out now. We ain't got to hold it in. And and power to the people.
Power to the people. Yes.
All right, to the people.
Love y'all.
Love
y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Love y'all.
Good
Merry
night.
Christmas.